Since I've been going to therapy, I've come to realize that boundaries are important. Important. How you doing? I'm trying to get my camera right. I'm looking at this viewfinder over here. I'm not used to doing that. But I said, you know what, Kelly? We got to work with what we got. You know how that goes. Anywho, I want to talk about boundaries. Y'all, it's not a bad thing that if you are older and you didn't set boundaries before and you're setting boundaries now, it's okay. It's okay. Since I've been going to therapy, I've come to realize that boundaries are important. And setting boundaries will help you and also prevent you from getting hurt or someone just taking advantage of you. So boundaries are to be put in place. Boundaries are to protect yourself from people that can possibly hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So I want to just get into it. I don't want to get too serious because talking about boundaries, you know, for me is like super sensitive. So I want to try to make this as how can I say it, as happy as possible without seeming too like structured, if you will. So let's just get right into it. Let me calm down. So for me, what I have learned thus far, if you don't set boundaries, people will try to take advantage of you, okay? In any way, shape, or form. And they will try to manipulate you. And again, people do things to benefit them. And that is okay because at the end of the day, we do things, meaning myself, I do things that benefits me. So it's not like it's a one-sided situation. So the same way how I set boundaries, others have to set boundaries. And even I have to obey or respect someone else's boundaries. But for sanity purposes, you have to set boundaries if you want to keep peace in your life, if you want to, you know, just move and vibrate at a certain rhythm. You know, you put these things in place because I tell you, people will automatically think that you are responsible for something or automatically think that they can get over on you by any means necessary. And that is not the case. Okay? That is not the case. And even when I started therapy and we talked about boundaries, I was still like on the fence, but like, why do I have to do that? They should know, but why and why? And I'm a who, what, when, why type of girl, a woman, I should say. And it's so funny because, like, you know, some of my girlfriends, they always tease me about something I used to do when I was younger. I was very inquisitive. I'll say that. So somebody got something going, I'm like, well, who is it? What they doing? When they doing it? Well, why they doing it? You know, that's me. So when my therapist had told me I need to set boundaries because I'm coming to him with problems and issues and I want to get them solved. But meanwhile, at the end of the day, these things can be prevented if I would have just did what? Set a boundary. So it took me a minute to understand. Not that it's like it's hard to comprehend, but it just took me a minute to say, you know what, Kelly, you can't be the who, what, when, what, why. You just have to sit back and say, look, I don't care about who, what, when, and why. I have to understand, look, I don't want to go through none of that. This is what it is. We're not crossing it, and that's the end of that. We're not at that part of my life anymore. We're here. So if you can't respect this and what I got going on, then guess what? You can't be a part of it. I can still love you from a distance. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Most boundaries that we set are to protect, you know, physical, emotional, and things like that. You know, let me kind of give an example. And this might not even be a boundary, but this can be, well, yeah, it's a boundary on how someone can treat you, but what you're not going to tolerate anymore. So let me see if I can do this right on top of my head. Someone is cheating on you. They're continuously cheating on you. You don't want to be cheated on, right? So this person says, I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. You know, they blame it on you, throw narcissist things at you, blame you for everything, and, you know, so forth and so on. but you don't want to be cheated on anymore. The thing is, if they're not going to stop, you're going to have to stop. You're going to have to stop it, right? So now you're going to set a boundary. You do not want to be cheated on anymore, and you're not going to tolerate it anymore. No matter what it might be. You could be married to this person, you could be dating this person, you could be just whatever, in a committed, whatever it is. You don't want it anymore. So in saying all of that, you will remove yourself from the situation, because you can't control that person and what they're doing, but you can control how you're being treated, if that makes any sense. Okay, and I want to give you another scenario as well. You have a person in your life, if it's family or friends, and they only come to you when they need you. They don't call you, they don't check on you, they don't say hey, they don't say boo, they don't say bye. But the only time they call you is when they need you. And then they throw out a disclaimer. I am so sorry. I know I don't call. I just been so this and so that. My thing is this. We are never too tied up to just say something to somebody. You know, not the people that are not in our everyday life. But, you know, when you know you need certain people, you tend to kind of check up on them every now and then. Because you need them, right? So, that has happened to me. I've set a boundary. You can't call me anymore when you need something. I don't have it. Those days are over. Because at the end of the day, when you keep allowing someone to cheat on you, you keep allowing someone to use you when they need you, that's wearing you down. But it's not wearing them down, because they're getting what they want. You're doing by any means necessary, helping them out, but they're not helping you out. And then you're sitting back on the sidelines, this person this person that, To avoid all of that, just set the boundary. You don't want to stop cheating. If you cheat on me again, I'm leaving. Bottom line. Because apparently you don't value. You're blaming me for everything, for all your wrongdoings. So guess what? I'm going to go. You, on the other hand, you always want me when you need something. So guess what? I don't have any more. The well has ran dry. Don't bother me no more. That's it. Set the boundary. Cut it off. It don't matter. That saying, they be like, oh, blood thicker than water, this, that, and the third. With the blood. So I have these 3 little tips that I had to do for myself to learn how to set boundaries. And one was to stop being a people pleaser. And I would please people, do things for them, and then I would get burnt on the other side. I was told one time before, I did some things for someone, right? And when things had hit the fan, I was like, well, how can you do that to me? You know, I did X, Y, and Z for you. They turned around and said, I didn't ask you to do that. You did that on your own. I was like, but they were telling the truth, but it still hurt. I was like, but damn, you ain't stopped me. Why would they stop me? They're getting what they want. And at the end of the day, I'm the one giving, so why not? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that person wasn't wrong. Was it cold? Was it harsh? Was it ungrateful? Absolutely. But was it the truth? Absolutely. So it's like a catch-22. You know, you have to sit back. If you don't want to be spoken to and told these type of truths, keep yourself out of certain situations. So for me, I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I set boundaries. I am not the go-to gal anymore. The ones who have had their run have had their run. Last but not least, don't let people talk to you any kind of way. If you talk to people with respect, they should return the same to you. I had an issue, and without me getting into it, that someone felt that they can talk to me any kind of way. They had just met me. I mean, like 2 weeks, they just met me. And they felt like they could talk to me any kind of way. So I said something. I said, my God, why are you talking to me like this? And they didn't even catch it. And then I had to sit back and say, you talked like this time. I didn't say anything before, but at this time I'm going to say something because this is getting out of hand and it's uncalled for because I have never talked to you or spoken to you in any type of manner. So why are you doing it to me? Then they apologize. But that wasn't even enough. They had to go back and do it again. So at that point, I had to take it a little bit higher. When you want people to treat you a certain way, you have to sometimes show them. Don't allow anyone to talk to you out of character. It could be the president. It could be the boss at work. No one should talk to you in a disrespectful, belittling way. Set your boundaries. Now, I know these boundaries were definitely kind of broad. I didn't want to kind of narrow in and talk about things in regards to like relationships, workplace, or anything like that. I kind of wanted to keep it broad so you can kind of get the gist of where I was going with this, because at the end of the day, we all know situations that we do have, and we all know where we have to draw the line, because at the end of the day, it's about us. And even the people on the other side that are the givers, giving, whatever they're giving to us that we don't want, they have boundaries too. And if we overstep, they're going to stop us. So we have to sit back and put down and say what we will and will not take. So in saying all of that, what are some boundaries that you have put in place that are kind of generic? I don't want to say generic, kind of like, that boundary that it can kind of be like a one size fit all. Leave it down below just so I can know, because these 3 right here, these are the ones that I kind of stick by. Give me respect, talk to me with respect, so I'll talk to you with respect. I do say no now. I absolutely say no. And I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I'll only please my kids, myself, and my mom. That is it. I don't please no one else. Now, if a magic, man comes in my life and he's just an amazing and all that good stuff, and he becomes my husband, I will please him too. But other than that, that's it. So don't forget to leave that down below so we can keep the conversation going. I want to say hey to all my new subscribers, hey to all my loyals. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next video. Bye.